if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, will you go away? It won't be as simple for you.
Everyone, welcome back to Red Devil Studio. You've got me, Maisie, today here doing a preview for Manchester United versus West Ham, which will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Coming after a victory on our 3-1 win against Brentford on a high. Thank you everyone who's watching so far. Please hit the like and subscribe button, as we are on the road here to 4K subscribers. And if you do haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel on Devils United, where I am on the road to 500 subscribers. And I just want to say hello there to Niall, who is in the chat, back again. And hello to you guys. Yes, it's me again, always on YouTube, but this time on Red Devil Studio. So what I will be doing today, I will be doing my predicted lineup for Manchester United versus West Ham. So here is the current formation, what I think we will go with, which is the 4-2-3-1. We have seen the 4-2-3-1 currently being used under Ralph Rangnick after this 4-2-2 formation. Hasn't worked out the 4-2-2 formation, so he's gone to the formation which the players are equivalent to, which they know of, which is this 4-2-3-1, and I think that will continue unless, of course, we get a lot more pressing players, because we won't continue. I don't think that 4-2-2 is Manchester United's philosophy with the players we've got. Maybe sometime in the future, but not anytime soon. So that is my predicted formation. For the goalkeeper, we all know that it is going to be David De Gea. David De Gea has played every single minute in the Premier League for Manchester United so far this season, and so rightly so that he deserves that. Last game against West Ham, where we played in the Premier League, he managed to save a last-minute penalty against Mark Noble. The last time was so many years ago against Everton. Since then, he's managed to save 2 more penalties. He's been such an amazing stop-stopper this season. He's been definitely Manchester United's player of the season. No way he will be dropped. Dean Henderson, there's current rumours about him not coming in training, that he is going to get sold. So as it stands, De Gea is definitely going to be keeping his spot into the Manchester United starting 11. As a left back, I am going to go with Alex Tellez. For me, with Alex Tellez, he does bring that different kind of left back compared to Luke Shaw. He has a bit of both. I think he's the best player in terms of going forward as a left back. People think that he couldn't defend, but he's so good in this defence. He's had one of the best tacklers in the back 4. He's been brilliant with his one-on-ones. And for me, I think Alex Tellez is the best person at Manchester United for free kicks, for corners, and for set pieces. He is a true asset to have on that pitch. So I am going to go with Alex Tellez as a left back, and especially knowing rumours that Ralph Rangnick is wanting to sell Luke Shaw for one of the players. I can't see Alex Tellez losing his spot anytime soon. So for me, he will be staying in that left back situation. As a right back, I am going to go with Dalot. For me, against Brentford, Dalot was 100% my man of the match. I felt Dalot played absolutely brilliantly. He was so good at going forward. He was so good at managing to keep Brentford quiet for a lot of the game, especially when you've got so many good players in that attack for Brentford. You've got Canos, you've got Mbumo, you've got Ivan Toner, you've got Janglet, Norgard, all them in midfield. You've got two players up top who are so lethal together. And for me, I look at it and think he put an outstanding performance in. And right now, he is probably our best right back. I knew I've heard the rumours that Ralph isn't happy with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so I can't see Dalot losing his spot unless, of course, he is going to be injured. Centre-back position. So with our centre-backs, we already know one of the centre-backs who will be getting in. That, of course, will be Raphael Varane, our player who we did buy in the summer transfer window. I just feel like the back four is a whole lot more comfortable with Varane there. I think whoever is alongside Varane, they are definitely a lot more calmer. He's so quick on the ball. He's so good with his tackling, so good with his one-on-ones. He's brilliant at trying to put the ball back forward again. And for me, he's going to only get better. I know people are saying Varane isn't doing good at the moment, but you look at it, we have a lot more clean sheets with Varane than without Varane. And I think right now, we do need someone who's going to go alongside Varane. Lindelof, he won't be playing on Saturday's game, and that is due to the fact that issues with Lindelof's personal life. He did get burgled yesterday, so he won't be starring into the Manchester United starting 11 lineup. So alongside Varane, I would personally want to go for Phil Jones. For me, I just felt like Phil Jones played an absolute magnificent game. We all know that at this moment in time, Ralph Rangnick is wanting to look at getting a replacement for Harry Maguire because he's not happy with how Maguire is performing on the pitch. So I actually think he will take this chance and he will play Phil Jones. As much as people may disagree with that, I think he'd rather give that chance for Phil Jones, knowing that he hasn't been on the pitch for 2 years and he still managed to put an 8 out of 10 performance on for me. So that is what my back four is and my goalkeeper. Niall has said here, I'd go with De Gea in goal, right back Dalot, left back Tellez, my two centre back Jones and Lindelof, my holding midfielders Scott and Fred, Bruno was 10, Greenwood on the right, Ronaldo was a striker, and Cavani. That's a very good lineup. It's so tough, Maisie. I was put on the spot about it whilst I was typing at the same time. Sorry, I want to swap Varane for Jones if that's okay. Didn't realise Varane is back. I don't think Varane is injured, if I do recall that. But Lindelof won't be making that starting 11 appearance. So it could be a case of maybe a Phil Jones. Is Varane injured? From what I can see here, I can't see any injuries regarding Raphael Varane. So as it stands, he should be making that starting 11 lineup for West Ham, of what I can presume, because I can't see anything in terms of Varane being injured. So I think he will be starting there, and I think Phil Jones will be there before Harry Maguire. Gaz has said Phil Jones outlives everyone at the club, and honestly, I must completely agree with that because he seriously has so much ambition for that club. And you could tell that he wanted to come out and win that game. Whilst everyone had their heads on the ground, Phil Jones was so pumped up, so happy to be back on the pitch. And that is the kind of player who you want with that kind of mentality. So with my CDM positions, which is the double pivot, I'm going to go with Scott McTominay and Fred. I think, to be honest, Scott McTominay, he did do an absolute blinding game on against Brentford, and I do believe he should keep that starting 11 lineup. And Fred, I actually think Scott McTominay plays alongside better with Fred, and likewise with Fred. I think Fred plays alongside better with Scott. I think if they don't play with Fred, for me, he's been good this season, and I can't knock Fred's performances. 2 goals, 3 assists so far in the Premier League for Fred. And this is a very, very good stats for Fred. Fred has always been played as that CDM role, just as Scott McTominay, both in the double pivot, but they're both box-to-box midfielders. So when you've got 2 players playing as 2 CDMs when they're not a CDM, they're both doing such a good job, and I can't knock the performance what they have done this season. Although I do expect better in some games. When you look at it as an overall perspective, I think they're both done very, very good, knowing that they're both being played out of position. Niall said, I wasn't even thinking about Pogba. It's one of them ones you don't tend to think about them. 10 seconds later, he comes back in my mind, Pogba. Pogba is an interesting one for me because I think with Paul Pogba, he has only came back into training on Monday, if I'm correct. And I think that Ralph Rangnick is going to give him a couple of weeks in training before putting him back on the pitch. So I think he won't come back till February, if you want my personal view. I don't think we'll see him till then. Really see him at the moment playing against West Ham. Maybe he might be on the bench, but I don't think he will be there. I'm going to go for my attacking midfield role as Bruno Fernandes. People argue that Bruno Fernandes has been out of form this season. Bruno Fernandes in his last 2 games has had 2 goals, 2 assists. I know his stats haven't been as good as last season. However, with Bruno Fernandes, he's a player that you do want to see on the pitch. I think him as a creative midfielder, he's the one who brings the energy to the pitch. And to be honest, when you do look at Manchester United in 2020, it was in the 2019, just before Bruno Fernandes came in January 2020. We was lacking so much creativity in the midfield in particular, and Bruno Fernandes, he literally felt like he did solve it overnight, and he did help us massively. And I do think if we didn't have Bruno Fernandes, we would have struggled to get into third, and we would have struggled to get into second the season after. And I think he is such an asset to have at Manchester United, and he's such an undroppable player. On the right, I'm going to go for Mason Greenwood. Ralph Rangnick has come out and said about Jadon Sancho, about him not being happy in his training and about his confidence. By the looks of it, Mason Greenwood is in such good form as well. Managed to score against Brentford. He's been getting quite a few minutes on the pitch. So I can see Mason Greenwood starting again because apart from Sancho, Greenwood, who's currently available, is our only player who can play on the right. So I think he will be playing for the foreseeable until Jadon Sancho does manage to impress Ralph Rangnick a bit more. On the left, I'm actually going to go with Elanga. Elanga has started in the last 2 games, and Elanga has managed to get a goal. I think Elanga has played absolutely brilliant to get into the starting 11 lineup. I actually listened to Ralph Rangnick, and he said how much he did like Anthony Elanga, that he was in his hotel, he was watching Elanga on YouTube, and he said to the board he wanted offers blocked on Elanga because Elanga was near enough going on loan, and he didn't go on loan because Ralph Rangnick said to him, I want you to stay here, I want you to develop under me. And look at him now. He's come on as a substitute. He's managed to get a lot of minutes, quite a few minutes, more minutes than what he's ever had under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, under Ralph Rangnick. And for me, I think Elanga, the way he has performed in these past couple of games, he truly does deserve to be in that starting 11 lineup. My striker role, as much as I do love Edinson Cavani, I think it's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. And the reason for that is we all know that Cristiano Ronaldo, he is that player who is undroppable. He is that player who you do want to be on that pitch every single game, just more for his influence on the pitch, the leadership he holds on the pitch. So for me, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. There can be several changes there, what could be different compared to what Ralph Rangnick does pick on this pitch. And one of them that could be a difference there could be the fact of Phil Jones. That could be changed there for Harry Maguire, because Harry Maguire is our last remaining centre back who would be available. So he could be playing alongside Varane instead of Phil Jones. You could also argue that Fred could be dropped because Paul Pogba just has Niall has stated in the comments Paul Pogba could potentially come back and he could make that starting 11 appearance. We could also argue maybe Jadon Sancho could get that starting 11 line up there as well. He could be there. And we could also argue about Langer, because there's several people who can play in Langer's position, which could be Marcus Rashford after scoring a goal as a substitute, or maybe even Martial, that perhaps Ralph Rangnick wants to give Martial a chance there to show him that he is still a Manchester United player. But taken away from that, I do think Langer will probably start on the left. I do think Fred will probably play alongside Scott. I think if Pogba does play, most likely it probably will be alongside Matic, just because Matic is a sole CDM and Paul Pogba is miles better when he has a CDM alongside him. So as it stands with Manchester United versus West Ham, the only injuries we truly do have is Paul Pogba, but he has recently came back now. So we have Lindelof, who is ruled out. We have also got Eric Bayer, who is currently at AFCON, playing at the Ivory Coast. As I believe Ahmad is also there. There is a couple more options there. So it says here that Manchester United could be left without 4 senior stars, which could be Edinson Cavani, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Jesse Lingard, Jadon Sancho, because they're passing the time to get fit for Saturday's game. Ronaldo has also got a neck problem, so he could miss out against West Ham. So if that is the case, who would be playing in Cristiano Ronaldo's position? Could that be the chance that maybe Rashford comes in on the left? We could have Rashford there on the left, and then we could have there on the right, Alanga could be playing on the right there. We could have Alanga on the right, we could have Rashford on the left, and then we could have Mason Greenwood up top, knowing that Cristiano Ronaldo may not potentially play in, because that would be probably our next strongest lineup after that. But at the moment, Cristiano Ronaldo is only a question mark at this moment in time with his neck injury. He has received treatment for roughly around 2 to 3 hours, so we'll just see on how he does get on. But at the moment, Lingard is linked to Newcastle over the last couple of days. He was meant to be back at training yesterday, but he should be coming back to training today. With Sancho, he didn't go to training. He has had some family circumstances, and he didn't want to train yesterday. This is a day this week, and he's quite affected over the family circumstance. He was at a funeral, so this could show that that Sancho needs a little bit of time there just to grieve. So that is what is currently going on in Manchester United. So there could be potentially 5 stars who could be out. I'm just gonna quickly go through the comments at the end. Niall, I love this lineup. It's like selecting your FIFA. Exactly, completely agree. Just as Niall said, smash the like and subscribe button, and you can go and subscribe to my channel, which is Devils United. Hello there, with Sancho and Alanga to start. From what I'm hearing, Sancho has been missing a couple of training sessions due to family circumstances. So he may not potentially be starting. So he and maybe Cristiano Ronaldo could be out due to neck problems. So if that is the case, and Edinson Cavani is also out, we could see an appearance of Mason Greenwood up top with Rashford on the left and Alanga on the right. I just want to say thank you all who has watched the preview on Red Devil Studio. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Devils United, which you can find in the description below. Until then, though, I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now.